Let's go ahead and do a little bit of review, Covenant. So if you're following along in your books, we're going to go ahead and be reviewing from page 25 and onward. First off, remember that a pure substance can be simply broken down into elements, right? So for instance, pure water is made up of two distinct elements, hydrogen and oxygen. And those elements in turn are made up of something called atoms, which are little particles that are unique to that element. For example, a little particle of hydrogen will not be the same as a large particle of, I don't know, let's say sulfur or something. Because hydrogen is so small and its composition is different than sulfur, right? So atoms are different from each other, but an atom is just the smallest unit, the smallest, how do I say, personal unit, I guess, for each element. So in other words, the smallest unit that can only be defined as coming from any particular element. I'm kind of stumbling along here, I'm sorry. In other words, if I go smaller than an atom, I go into electrons, protons, and neutrons, which we're going to see later. But those aren't specific to any one atom. You know, as you get smaller, those particles actually belong to all atoms. So, an atom itself is the last way of identifying an element. Because not all atoms are the same. I hope that was kind of clear. Anyway, now you guys remember that kinetic theory says that everything is moving always at all time, all the little molecules. You guys remember that that led into solid, liquid, and gas. And so I asked Miss Sharpie, what is the state of matter with the most energy? And she correctly said gas. And which one has the least amount of energy? And we correctly said solid.